2.7, the graph of a rational function. What you should learn: analyze and sketch graphs of rational functions, sketch graphs of rational functions that have slant asymptotes, and use graphs of rational functions to solve real-life problems. So we talked about rational functions last lesson. A rational function is just two polynomials on top of each other, like this. F(x) equals nx over dx. Now, how do we graph it? I'm going to tell you right now. Step 1, find horizontal asymptote. Step 2, factor, because you want to cancel, if possible, to find holes. 3, we're going to find the vertical asymptote. Remember the way we do that? We set the denominator equal to 0. Remember, this is just powers. Step 4, we're going to find the x and y-intercepts. Remember, x-intercept, you set y equal to 0. Y-intercept, you set x equal to 0. 5, we're going to sketch and plot all those. Sketch horizontal, vertical, holes, and intercepts. And then finally, to the last bit, where you're going to fill in with technology. We're going to use technology to fill in the rest of the graph. Or we're going to make a table and pick a point in each region. So what do I mean by each region? So let's say we have a graph like this, and there's an asymptote here, maybe a horizontal one here, and a vertical one there. So you just got to pick a point from each region. You got to pick a point over here. So it's like anything along the x-axis, like say this point there. You'll plug it in, see if it goes up here or down here. Remember, it's a function, so it's going to be one or the other. In the middle, it's a little complicated. You want to pick a point on the left side and pick a point on the right side. And then over here on this side, you pick a point anywhere. And then you're going to get a graph that looks like a rational function. Let's say it goes like this, or maybe like that, and like that. That's another way to do it. You find the horizontal, find the holes, the factor to do that, find the vertical, you find the x and y intercepts, and then you sketch all that stuff, and then you either fill in with technology, or you pick up points and you make a table. Now, sometimes you just get the basic rational function. Remember our good old parent function 1 over x? If you do that, you can just graph it that way. It only works for the basic ones like these. Now, let's do it 2 ways actually. So let's first do A. We can still do it the old-fashioned way. We can find the horizontal asymptote. In this case, the bottom is bigger than the top, so y equals 0. There's nothing cancels, so no holes. How about the vertical asymptote? Set the bottom equal to 0. Solve, x equals -2. And then we can plot all that. X equals -2, y equals 0. Then I got to figure out what goes on this side and what goes on this side. You can pick a point and plug it in if you want, but we know what the 1 over x looks like. We know this graph. It looks like this. But this is it's a negative on the outside, so the vertical flip. We're going to flip upside down, so it's going to be here and here-ish. Not my best graph, but like that. So you could do it the proper way. You can also do this like the way we know. Oh, it's a parent function. We're going to move our graph left 2, and then we're going to flip it. Look what happened. Move it left 2, and then we flipped it. So it works both ways. Same thing happened here. If you want to do this the proper way, all steps, horizontal. Bottom is bigger than the top, so you would say 0. I'm like, oh, it's 0. But there's a +3 at the edge. So it's actually 0 plus 3, which is y equals 3. That's how the horizontal is 3. The bottom is bigger than the top, so it's 0, but there is a +3, so +3. Vertical, set the bottom equal to 0. And you get x equals 1. We have x equals 1. We have y equals 3. Then we could pick a point on each side and plug it in and see what we get. But it's a 1 over x graph, so we know it looks like this. And it's not, there's no flip, so it's going to be the right side and the bottom left side. The graph looks like this. And there we go. You could also do this by moving it. We moved right 1 and we moved up 3. Look at our basic graph, and we moved right 1 and up 3. We get this guy. So it works both ways. You could work by doing all the steps, or you could do it, if you know the parent function, you can just move the parent function. So how about this one? This is actually a parent function. We could do it, but let's do all the steps to see. First, we're going to find the horizontal asymptote. Bottom power is bigger than the top power, so y equals 0. Then we're going to find holes. Nothing cancels, so there's none. Vertical asymptote. Set the bottom equal to 0 and solve it. X equals 2. Let's find the x-intercept. So remember the way you do that, you set y equal to 0 and you try to solve. So it's going to be 0 equals 3 over x minus 2. How do we solve this? You cross multiply. That goes away. You get 0 equals 3. There's no x-intercept. If you cross multiply, 0 times anything is 0. Over here, you just get 3. 0 does not equal 3. So none of that. How do you find the y-intercept? That's when you plug x equals 0 in. So that's easier. Y equals 3 over 0 minus 2. Y equals -3 over 2. So we get this point 0 and -3 over 2. Now we can plot everything. So we have asymptotes at y equals 0, x equals 2, and then we have y-intercept at 0 and -3/2. So -1.5. It's right there. That's all I have. But this right there tells me that, oh, this graph, it can't be up here. It's going to be down here. It's going to go through like this. Something to that effect. How about over here? Now this is a basic graph, so I know it's going to be up there. But if you're not sure, just pick a point and plug it in. So pick a point like 5 and plug it in and see what you get. So I'm going to do like g of 5 as like a test point. to see where it goes. Again, if I had a calculator, I could just type this into my calculator and see where it goes. But we'll do without a calculator for now. 3 over 5 minus 2. I get 3 over 3, which is 1. At 5, we are at 1. Oh, my graph's up here. It looks like this. And there we go. That's how you sketch a graph, going through all the stuff. Let's sketch this graph by hand. Okay, so let's go through all the things again. Horizontal asymptote. Now in this case, it's top equals bottom. So we're going to take the ratio, y equals 2 over 1, or just y equals 2. That's my horizontal asymptote. Now before we do vertical, we're going to take the holes. Nothing cancels out. These do not cancel. Remember, that's like an implied parentheses. They have to be exactly the same to cancel. So nothing cancels. No holes. Vertical asymptote. Set the bottom equal to 0. That's easy. X equals 0. Now if we want to find, let's say, the x-intercept, we're going to set y equal to 0. We're going to get 0 equals 2x minus 1 over x. We can cross multiply again, but you're going to see something, hopefully you'll notice, like, wait, every time I cross multiply, this just cancels out. It's really just set the top equal to 0. Honestly, but myself, I don't want to memorize that, so I just always cross multiply. Say equals 0, and I cross multiply. Oh, that goes away, 0, and then this times that is this, and then you just solve. So plus 1, 1 equals 2x, divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals 1/2. So there's my x-intercept of 1/2, or 1/2 and 0. If I want a y-intercept, that's always the easier one. Plug in 0. So I'm going to get y equals 2 times 0 minus 1 over 0. Well, you can't divide by 0. So no y-intercept. You can't divide by 0. So you actually have no y-intercept. So let's plot everything. I have a vertical asymptote at 0. Hence why there's no y-intercept. I have a horizontal asymptote at 2. Like that. Over here, I know I crossed at 1/2, so I know the graph's gonna look like this. On this side, I'm not sure. It could be top or bottom. I'm really not sure. So you just pick something on this side and you can do a test point. Or use your calculator. So if I do a test point, I'm gonna pick x equals -2. I don't know. Just pick one of them. So 2 times -2 minus 1 over -2. I get -4 minus 1. I get -5 over -2. 5 over 2. I get a positive number. 5 over 2 is like 2.5. We gotta make sure it's gonna be up here. So it's up there. So it's gonna be like this. And there we go. More. Let's sketch the graph of this guy by hand. Look at this case, the bottom is bigger than the top. So y equals 0. The holes, I don't think there's any holes, nothing cancels. So none of that. Vertical asymptote, this is the bottom equal to 0. X squared minus x minus 2 equals 0. We gotta factor that. So hopefully you realize we have to get really good at factoring. The faster the better. So x minus 2, x plus 1 equals 0. Split it. X equals 2 and -1. So it's my vertical asymptotes. We could find the x-intercept. So we're going to set y equal to 0. When you cross multiply, again, hopefully you actually get it. Like, wait, that just cancels out. Like, this is just 0 equals x. 0 equals x is my y-intercept. X-intercept. My y-intercept, we're going to plug in 0. We're going to get y equals 0 over 0 squared minus 0 minus 2. I get 0 over -2, which is 0. That's also my y-intercept. Type everything in. We have 0. I have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0, like this. I have a vertical asymptote at 2 and -1. You can see that there's like more blank spaces here. But I don't know where this graph goes. Either picks it on this side, picks it on this side, and picks it on this side. This is one where I'll plug into a calculator if you have a graphing calculator, because otherwise I'd plug in a test point like x equals -3. Over here, you're technically supposed to plug in 2 test points, something close over here like -1/2, and then something on this side like x equals 3/2. Because you gotta see how does it go on this side. And then on this side, pick a test point like x equals 3. If you put it in your calculator, you're gonna get something that looks like this. You can see like, okay, it's gonna be down here, it's gonna be up there, and it's gonna be out there. If you do by hand, you're just plugging test points in. So it's like a busy work. I don't mind busy work being in the calculator. So that's where this graph looks like. And to this effect, I did not draw that nicely. It should not bend like that. This effect. This one was going like this. This was the middle one. And then I believe it was up here. Again, to get close asymptotes, don't cross them. Let's look at these real quick. This is why the middle is always the worst, because that point could go down easily, just as easily. It could be a parabola right here. So in the middle, you're supposed to test like points on the close to the edges. It's annoying. That's why I just use technology to help you fill out the graph. I guess we're doing another one. Horizontal asymptote. Again, the ratio is the same, so y equals 1 because they're exactly the same. holes. Let's factor. Top is the difference of two squares, x minus 3, x plus 3. The bottom we have negative 3, we have negative 2, negative 3, and 1. X minus 3, x plus 1. And we have a cancellation right there. So we have a hole at x minus 3 equals 0. You do have to solve it. X equals 3. We'll figure out what the actual point is in a bit, but that's where the hole's at. Remember, once you do the holes, you do want to rewrite it because you do have a new graph now. So this is my new graph. And actually that'll be my hole too. If I want to figure out what the y value is, just plug it in. You're going to get, let's plug it in real quick. 3 plus 1, 6 over 4. So that's where my hole is at. 3 and 6 over 4. For vertical asymptote, get your new graph and solve. Set the bottom equal to 0. So you get x equals negative 1. We still have to find the x and y-intercept. We're going to do that with our new graph, not the original, the new graph. We want to find the x-intercept. Right, we're going to set y equal to 0. We're going to get 0 equals x plus 3 over x plus 1. You could cross multiply. I get 0 equals x plus 3. X equals negative 3. There's my x-intercept. My y-intercepts, we're going to set the x equal to 0. We're just going to plug that in. 0 squared minus 9 over 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 3. I get negative 9 over negative 3, which is 3. So my y-intercept is at y equals 3. Technically 0, 3. So there's my x-intercept and my y-intercept. We have asymptote at 1. We have a vertical asymptote at 3. And then we have a hole at, oh, I messed that up. Our hole is at 3. 3 and 5/4. It's like right here. 5/4 is actually up there, sorry. And then our asymptote's at negative 1. So now we just have to fill it in. In this case, it actually fills it nicely. I know the graph is up here with the hole right there, and I know it's down there. Boom. And that's the graph. Last thing we're going to touch on briefly, we actually won't graph that much. I do want you to see it. It's called a slant or oblique asymptote. So where does this come in? This comes in when the top power is bringing the bottom power. Now normally we have no horizontal. It's true, we don't have a horizontal. What we do have, the top power is bringing the bottom power by a difference of 1 like we have here. Then we have what's called a slant asymptote. How do you graph this? Well, you have to do long division. So you divide top by the bottom, and you're going to get x minus 2 plus 2 over x plus 1. They got this from long division. And then what it is you use this to graph that asymptote. And then you find the vertical asymptote up here, x plus 1, vertical asymptote is negative 1. And then between those two, you do test points and see where your graph is. That's what it is. We're not going to do it in this class. You'll see in a higher math class.